This evening, Prime Minister hands over $3.5 million to rebuild homes damaged by a landslide in Region 10. Multiple arrests and drug seizures made in Region 3. 2 police constables arrested with drugs and ammunition at police checkpoint. In the region, Mexico strengthens trade relations in North America and internationally. Church bomb attack kills several in eastern DR Congo. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, in a shocking development, 2 police officers were arrested at a roadblock on the Cove and John Public Road in East Coast Demerara early this morning. The officers, identified as Police Constable Albert Beresford, stationed at the Clonebrook Police Outpost, and Police Constable Julius Cambridge, stationed at the Cane Grove Police Station, were found in possession of marijuana, cocaine, and ammunition. According to reports, a party of police rags from Regional Division 4C were conducting a roadblock. They stopped and searched a silver grey premium motor car driven by a 32-year-old Mason of Vigilance and the 2 male police officers who were observed acting suspiciously. During the search, a grey and black traveling bag was found containing 2 parcels and a container with leaves, seeds and stems suspected to be cannabis, and a container with several parcels of rock-like substances that appear to be cocaine. The trio was told of the offense committed, cautioned, arrested and escorted to the Cove and John police station along with the suspected cannabis and cocaine. The cocaine was weighed and amounted to 170 grams, while the cannabis amounted to over 9,000 grams. A further search of the motor car revealed several rounds of ammunition. The items are at the Cove and John police station. The suspects are currently in custody as investigations continue. In similar developments, police made multiple arrests and seizures in the West Coast Demerara region over the weekend as part of their ongoing efforts to combat drug trafficking and sales. Dale Jarvis has more details.
Regional Division No. 3 Police made a drug bust at the bus shed in Anna Katrina, West Coast Demerara, on Saturday, January 14, 2023. The police, acting on a tip, arrived at the location around 9:40 p.m. They spotted 31-year-old Warren Williams, a clerk employed at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, and a Hurston and East Bank Demerara resident standing with a bulky black plastic bag in his possession. Upon identifying himself as a police officer, a rank approached Williams and requested to search his person for any illegal items, to which Williams agreed. The officer then took possession of the bag and upon opening it found the parcel. The rank cut opened the package in Williams' presence and discovered several leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis. Williams was informed of the offense committed, cautioned, arrested, and escorted to the Lenora police station, where the cannabis was weighed and amounted to over 1,000 grams. Williams remains in custody and is expected to be charged as investigations continue. Additionally, a 38-year-old woman, Angel Walcott, was arrested for possession of suspected marijuana and cocaine in Lagrange, West Coast Demerara on Sunday, January 15th. A police officer and 2 other ranks searched her home after receiving information that she had drugs. The officers found a bag of suspected cannabis and another bag of suspected cocaine during the search. The woman said she was selling the drugs to support her 3 children. She was arrested and taken to the Parfait Harmony police station where the drugs was weighed. They totaled 65 grams of cannabis and 9 grams of cocaine. Walcott is expected to be charged and appear in court this week. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. Next, we turn our attention to Prime Minister Mark Phillips, who handed over $3.5 million to the Regional Democratic Council of Region 10, Upper Demerara Berbice, to help with the reconstruction of homes for the Bob and Fraser families who were displaced by landslides on Poker Street in Wismar, Linden last year. The Prime Minister stated that the project has started and promised to work with the affected families to help them return to their homes. During his visit to Linden, the Prime Minister also met with residents of Second Phase Wisrock and assured them that the community and by extension Region 10 would be included in the transformational development that is taking place in Guyana. He said the government is looking for investors to create opportunities in Linden. Several issues, including security, small business grants and loans, scholarships and education, ICT connectivity, job opportunities, and road construction were discussed with the Wisrock residents. The Prime Minister also visited West Watuka and Block 42 Mackenzie Linden and assured the residents that the government would continue to allocate funds to rehabilitate roads, including several in the region. He reaffirmed the significance of Linden and added that the issue raised would be dealt with at the regional and national levels of government. Stick around when we return. Kanu destroyed over 1,300 pounds of narcotics, and a fugitive turns himself in after escaping police custody.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Welcome back. The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit destroyed a significant amount of narcotics, including approximately 140 kilograms of cocaine and 459 kilograms of cannabis in a drug destruction exercise on Saturday, January 14th. This is only a fraction of the total amount of drugs seized by Kanu in the previous year. Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben, along with the head and deputy head of Kanu and other senior members of the unit, observed the destruction and met with officers to thank them for their hard work and the dedication to fulfilling the unit's mandate. The minister acknowledged the contributions from the Special Operations Unit, staff at ports of exit and entry, investigation and legal teams, joint services, and concerned citizens in various communities, which have all contributed to the unit's success. The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit is committed to combating the narcotics trade by seizing drugs, prosecuting drug traffickers, and maintaining an effective presence at all ports of exit and entry. The unit's ultimate goal is to curb the flow of narcotics within the communities and ensure a safer Guyana. Meanwhile, speaking on the sidelines, the head of CANU, James Singh, said the unit, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, will continue to tackle the use of illegal drugs and narcotics in schools across the country in 2023. Singh said the agency aims to roll out this program in every school across Guyana. In 2022, CANU worked collaboratively with the Education Ministry to address the use of narcotics in various schools, which has proven effective. In other news, the Ministry of Agriculture is working to support farmers and boost the country's food sector by assisting farmers in expanding their cultivation and finding markets for their produce. The New Guyana Marketing Corporation is actively looking for markets for the farmers' produce to ensure they can sell their products at competitive prices. The Agricultural Ministry has also assured that farmers will be provided with planting materials and other vital items to help them expand their cultivation. During a recent interview, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa said the mechanism would benefit farmers and the country as it will help increase food production and security. The government is expected to make significant investments in food sector this year to ensure its growth and success. He encouraged farmers to take advantage of the opportunities offered through the new GMC and cultivate more to benefit from the prospective markets. The government's investment in the food sector is expected to help the sector flourish, create jobs, and increase food production. In other developments, earlier today, 22-year-old Shamar Singh, who was wanted by police for escape in legal custody on Friday, January 13th, was handed over to the police by his mother. The 46-year-old woman of Hague Jib, West Coast Demerara, said her son contacted her via cell phone and asked her to collect him at Reading Hope Selling on the west coast of Demerara since he wanted to turn himself in. She then took him to the Reading Hope police station and handed him over to the police. Singh has been rearrested and is currently in police custody. Don't go away after the break. Grim task of identifying the dead begins after Nepal plane crash and church bomb attack kills several in eastern DR Congo.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and door is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle, and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You had more? You crazy? You mad? You had no good? Why you buy? Look, let me show you the light. Come with me.
Come on down to Fabulous Homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
All right, let me go and dash you your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
You got through?
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. As North American companies continue to cut back manufacturing operations in China, countries in Latin America are stepping in to fill the void. Many predict 2023 will see significant improvements to supply chains, while trade relations in North America are blustered, giving Mexico a unique edge in attracting new manufacturing projects. Al Jazeera's Manuel Rapallo reports.
A manufacturing plant in central Mexico producing automotive parts that will be shipped across the border to the United States. The company, RIPSA, is a preferred manufacturer among many international firms seeking specialized components at a low production cost.
We have a very good quality. That's one of the strengths we have. The quality, we also have a very good personnel, which is very well trained.
Over the past 50 years, RIPSA has grown from a small, family-run business into a global powerhouse.
Apart from automotive parts, this manufacturing plant in Mexico City is producing components for various emerging industries, like renewable energy and even aerospace technology. The vast majority of these components will be exported to the US and Canada, among other international buyers.
At a recent summit in Mexico City, the leaders of Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. pledged to ramp up economic cooperation and strengthen North American competitiveness. And as the U.S. moves away from Chinese manufacturing, experts say this will further propel the trend of nearshoring, the practice of expanding manufacturing in countries with a close geographic proximity to a company's customer base. All of this is good news for companies like RIPSA, which seek to expand operations in 2023.
Mexico is in a perfect position to take advantage of a historic moment and replace China as manufacturer for the United States, and also replace the United States as a manufacturer for China.
According to Mexican government figures, some 400 international firms sought to move their manufacturing operations from Asia to Mexico in just the last year. Business leaders like Samuel Oldak, RIPSA's founder, say success depends heavily on seizing opportunities for more trade.
If we manufactured exclusively for a domestic market, it would be difficult to survive. This is why we depend heavily on export manufacturing.
China remains the world's top manufacturing country, accounting for more than a quarter of global manufacturing output. But experts argue that changing trends in globalization, such as the continued rise of nearshoring, could soon put Mexico at the leading edge of global supply chains. Manuel Rapallo, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.
Internationally, rescue teams have recovered 68 bodies after a Yeti Airlines passenger plane crashed with 72 people on board as it traveled from Kathmandu to its destination Pokhara on Sunday. Al Jazeera's Ramyata Limbu reports.
The plane was flying low and due to land when it came down in the tourist town of Pokhara.
The plane made a loud noise. We turned around and saw a bamboo tree fall down. I told my friend that the plane was falling to the ground. Then we heard a blast.
Rescue workers raced to the scene, finding parts of the wreckage on fire. Local people joined officials to search for bodies and survivors.
The incident was very tragic. The full force of the Nepal army and the police have been deployed for rescue operations.
Security agencies have to accept this challenge. Difficult is a word that is not in our vocabulary. We are actively working to retrieve and identify the bodies as soon as possible and hand them over to the families.
The Yeti Airlines flight from Kathmandu was full of passengers. 15 of them were foreign nationals. Footage posted on social media shows the flight's final moments. The twin-pro ATR appears to make a sharp turn before coming down. Bystanders captured footage of flames rising from the wreckage.
It could be that the aircraft stalled. That's an aerodynamic stall when the speed is too low and one of the wings stops flying. In theory, that should never happen. If they had a sudden engine failure after takeoff, they should have been able to continue on the remaining engine.
Poor maintenance and lax standards have led to several fatal accidents in Nepal in recent years. Here in Nepal, flying can be challenging as it has some of the world's most remote runways surrounded by mountains and difficult terrain. It can be challenging for pilots to land in. The Yeti Airlines aircraft was reportedly 15 years old and equipped with an old transponder with unreliable data. An investigation into the cause is underway. Ramyata Limbu, Al Jazeera, Kathmandu.
And finally, at least 12 people have been killed in a church attack in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The explosion wounded 52 people, including children. Al Jazeera's Harry Fawcett reports.
The bomb ripped through the centre of the Protestant church in the middle of Sunday service. Images too graphic to be broadcast showed the dead and injured lying among these pews and chairs, survivors screaming. Children were among the victims of what the army says was an improvised explosive device.
We heard a loud noise coming from the church and we didn't know what was happening. It was only after some minutes that we were informed about the bomb attack. We have many victims among members of the church, unfortunately.
We have too many victims of these attacks in our city of Kasindi. We are all affected by the situation, and it has touched our brothers and sisters.
It's the latest eruption in years of violence in the borderlands between the DRC and Uganda. Soldiers from both countries have been battling fighters from the Allied Democratic Forces, or ADF, which, in 2019, pledged allegiance to ISIL.
A bomb exploded inside a packed church. It caused many deaths and injuries. It is clear that this terrorist act was carried out by terrorists of the ADF.
Originally a Ugandan armed group, the ADF has been based inside DRC territory since the 1990s. It's accused of killing hundreds of villagers in raids over the last 2 years. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. This concludes today's Headline News Update. Tune in tomorrow, Tuesday at 7 p.m. for our next broadcast. For more news and updates, visit our Facebook and YouTube pages. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.